Right guys, this is just a little brief insight into a brand new range of floats Maver are bringing out this year. This is the UFO range. Now, there is a float for every situation here. You've got your very, very small floats for your margin fishing in shallow water, right up to your big bodied float for fishing in deep water and fast water and rivers and everything. Really is a float for every situation. I have to say, they are finished absolutely fantastic. They look incredibly strong. They've got a great finish to the body. They're available in black and white glass stems, and even in some of the big ones they also come with wire. So there really is a fantastic finish, fantastic quality. You're not going to have to worry about them buying these floats, losing a fish, then breaking on the first go. It's just not going to happen. These are a fantastic quality float, and there really is one for every situation. So get on the UFOs. Right, this is the first pattern of float in the UFO range. This is the UFO 1. Now, this type of float, I would look to use it in very shallow water. You can see by the length of the float that is designed for very shallow water, fishing for decent fish, maybe in the margins, maybe fishing up to islands. Some of the nice features about this float, it comes in two different types. You can either get the black glass or the clear glass. It's got a real nice slim body with a fantastic finish. It's just not going to break. It's very, very strong. The eye on it is a spring eye. It's extremely strong. They're virtually impossible to break. The bristle is hollow and quite thick. So if you're fishing with decent baits like corn, meat, worms, you can have a little bit of this showing and you've got plenty of buoyancy there. The paint that's been used is a very, very high visual reflective paint. So even if you're fishing these at 16 meters on your pole, you're still going to be able to see them. All way round, a fantastic float for fishing in shallow water for big fish. Right, this is the second pattern in the UFO range. This is the UFO 2. These floats are available from 0.2 to 0.6. Now, if I was going to pick one float from every single range of floats I was ever going to use, this would be the one. This is probably the most all-round float for every type of fishing that you can get. It's got a wire stem, so it's really stable in the wind if it starts to get a little bit choppy. A round body, so it's really stable, and a nice thick hollow bristle with a very high visual paint built in. If I was going to pick one float for every type of bait, for every venue, the UFO 2 would be the one I was to pick. Right guys, this is the UFO 3. These floats are available from 0.2 to 0.8. Now this is the type of float that I'd use for all of my carp fishing on the bottom. If you're going to fish with meat, corn, pellets, anything like that, fishing for big fish, this is the float for you. It's got a black glass stem to it, so you know it's not going to bend. It's always going to come back to its original shape. It's got a diamond shaped body, which is a fantastic shape of body for stability and keeping the float dead still, which is something I always like to do when I'm fishing for carp. The eye is a spring eye, so it's extremely strong. A nice buoyant hollow bristle with a reflective paint. This is the float I use for all of my carp fishing. Short with meat, long with meat, pellets, corn, anything with deepish water, 3 to 6 foot, this is the float to get. Right guys, this is the UFO 4. These floats are available from 0.2 to 0.6. Now this is a really good float for just all-round commercial use. They come in a black and a white glass stem, a fairly slim body, hollow bristle, spring eye, just an all-round really good float for fishing for big baits, for carp, for F1s. You could use this float in so many situations, it's hard to say. It's just an all-round really good float, just top one to have in your box. Right guys, this is the UFO 5. These are available from 0.4 to a gram. Now these are a great float for fishing with really decent sized baits on the bottom. You're talking maybe 4 to 10 foot. You've got a float in this range, the UFO 5, to cover that. They're nice and sensitive because they've got a slimish body, still quite stable because of the shape of it. They come in a black and a white glass, same bristle, really nice to see it, really reflective paint, a really strong eye, all round, finished amazingly well. Just a really good float for fishing on the bottom, at distance or short, with decent sized bait, catching decent fish. Right guys, this is the UFO 6. Now, these are available from 0.2 to 0.8. If it's sensitivity you're looking for, this is the float you want. For in the winter, for those shy F1 skimmer bites, these are the floats for it. The really slim body allows you to lift and drop with no disturbance on the water whatsoever. If you miss a bite, you can drop it straight back down in vertically. These are the floats for sensitivity. They come in black and white glass stem. Like I said before, a slim body finished absolutely beautifully. A spring eye, hollow bristle with a really reflective paint so you can see it at a distance. But if we're in the winter fishing with maggots and pellets where you've got to be sensitive, when you don't get much of an indication on the float when you get a bite, these are the floats for you. Right guys, this is the UFO 7. Now this is a float I probably use for 70% of my commercial fishing. Slim body, nice thick bristle, black and white glass stem, but for all round pellets, maggots, meat, corn, you can't go wrong with this float. It's just the ultimate sensitivity with the slim body, perfect for lifting and dropping, perfect for seeing lots of tiny sensitive bites, but you can use it in any situation. You can use it fishing in shallow water, in deep water. When it's flat calm and you want to see those real shy bites, this slim UFO 7 is the way to go. This is the UFO 8. Now, if you're fishing in water maybe 8 to 20 foot deep and you're looking for a stable float that's easy to use and easily visible, this is the one for you. It's got a wire stem for stability, a round body shape so you can keep it nice and still with those choppy windy days fishing in deep water, with a longish hollow bristle with a real reflective paint. If you just want a float for fishing in anywhere, any river, deep lake, anywhere in the world where you want a nice stable float for deep water, the UFO 8 is the way to go. Right guys, this is the UFO 9. This is the last pattern in the range of UFO floats. Now this is really designed for deep water. They're available from 1 gram to 3 grams, so maybe 8 to 20 foot deep. This is the float for you. I would use these on really deep commercials where you're still fishing for big fish and you want a float that's not going to break but is still stable. They come in black and white glass stem, a slimish body, a nice thick visible bristle with a spring eye. So if you're fishing on a venue where it's still deep and you're still fishing for big fish and you really want a float that's really strong and you're still looking for a bit of stability, the UFO 9 is the way to go.